Hi, I'm Rich. Welcome back. Thank you very much for finding my little channel. If you're new here, please do consider hitting that like and subscribe button if it's something that interests you. So if you watched the previous episodes, and if you haven't, go back and have a look at this stuff because I've had all sorts of seat issues and stuff like that, and I've had to do loads of wiring. But that's all done. The interior is pretty much buttoned up, apart from a few cosmetic things I need to take care of. So it's time to get under the bonnet. But before I do that, I've got a little bit of housekeeping to do. So my remote keeps complaining about a flat battery, and it's really simple to do. So I bought some replacement CR2450 cells that they are. You can't get them down the shops, unfortunately, so I've had to order them online. So we'll change that first to make sure that works and make sure I can still get in the car. We'll get the car up on some ramps and some axle stands, and then we'll start having a look in this engine bay and working out what on earth to do next. Alright, let's show you how to do this, and then I'll see you out in the driveway. Cheers, guys.
And sit down.
Alright, so it's been complaining recently that the battery's going flat, so what I've done is I've bought a pack of these batteries. So it's a 2450, so it's a pack of these batteries, got them off Amazon. First thing you need to do, it's really simple, take the key out, then you've got to get this back cover off. So if you get something like a little screwdriver, just put it in here and that should then pop off. And then it should just be a matter of front screwdriver, popping that battery out, popping that battery back in. It's got a little tab, slide that down, snap, get the key, done. Welcome to under the bonnet of this shithole. So I've already taken out the air boxes because they were disconnected, but there's a wire that was smashed, nothing that goes to the pump, but there's stuff that's just disconnected everywhere. I'm not even sure what that goes to. That's for your MAF, that's for something else. But the more I look around, the more I get a tiny little bit concerned. There's just like stuff. Well, these have been off, just like the front end's been off. The plugs and coils are out. Obviously the exhaust is missing. Jesus Christ, this is just hand tight. So this panel's been off, but that wing was done, so that's probably not surprising. Right, so I'm going to call it a night. I've got the Sthlm panel off and some trim, and I can see there's lots of things in here that are not connected properly, so I don't know if you can, the radiator's not in. But I've started to take the front bumper off and do some research on that. This is the one. I think this is something to do with the throttle, isn't it? It says sensor cylinder 1 to 4. 1, 2, 3, order batch number. Can't read all that. I'll take a picture of it and do some googling. But this is all janky. This is all loose. These have come off, so I need to take the front of this off to get down. So I need to repair this bloody plug and then get down underneath there where it plugs in. Down underneath there somewhere where it plugs in. There you can see there's another one comes off and it goes down all the way down there somewhere. Bottom of this loose bracket there's something connected. I think that's one of the pumps. Got some flaps here. Well, that's interesting. So yeah, pass, and there's stuff that looks like it probably should be wrapped up, but it's not. So I'm going to do a bit more googling, and then I think all this needs to come off. I have to work out how to get the front bumper off without taking the wheel off, because I've just put it on axle or ramps. Bit of a stupid mistake, but interestingly, so I don't know if this is all M5s. Don't know if you can see it. So in there, that is carbon fibre. So there's like a carbon fibre duct that comes through to the airbox. So it comes out there. So there's two carbon fibre ducts that someone has spent some time to put in. I don't know if that's standard or not. Find out about that as well. Well, it all looks straight. It's just this is disconnected. This is all disconnected. That's obviously broken. So this is all disconnected. That's obviously broken. There's stuff loose all over the place. So what I'll do, get the front off, get all this taken apart, take it back one by one so I can see what I'm working on. Fix all this stuff and then move back towards where the downpipes go. But hopefully next time we do this we'll be getting the front bumper off. If I've got room, that's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze, isn't it? But yeah, bloody hell, I've got a shitload of work on my hands, haven't I? Good job it's winter. Oh, why am I doing this? Alright, that's enough for the day. Clocks went back yesterday and it's getting dark already, so I'm going to leave it there and pick up again tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Okay, so I've already removed the top bolts. That's all loose. So I think what you need to do is get behind here. Hope I don't have to turn the wheel, but take the fender liner off. There's a hidden bolt behind there, and then there's all the stuff along the bottom that needs to come off. So get those removed. See what fights us. God, that was a pain in the ass. So getting that one right there was the most difficult, as you can see. So when you take the bumper off, you just got to disconnect the bits for the cameras. Let's get them tucked away. And on this side, so you've got the camera, but you've also got the main bus for the stuff. So I can see so now I should be able to get to all this front stuff and make sure everything else looks straight as well. Tidy up all the rest of the crap and broken bits of plastic. So I think I might need a new one of these, or I might be able to weld that. I don't know, we'll see. Right, next step, tidy up, make sure everything's bagged, start taking this front off so I can get to the radiator. I need to lift all this out of the way, I think, so I can get in there and see what's going on. But I might be able to just lift them out of the way as it is. I need to take some of this stuff off first. So I'll work on demolishing the front end and go from there. Alright, so we've got to get this fan out of the way. So I've already unclipped this stuff and the loose connector. So this should lift out, so I think it's just a matter of like prying these clips See, this is all loose, and there might be, I think that's for the radiator down there. Release this, take the connector off, and then hopefully this will just lift up and out of the way. Let's give it a try, shall we? Right, so we remove this, we just push, get that out of the way, and I believe this should just fly up. I believe this is what these go into. So down here, move this out of the way. Down there, if it focuses, focus. So that's the auxiliary water pump, and here's the connector that I've just taken out of there, which is broken. So I believe I just need to find the right pins for that. If I can get this in focus. So 1, 2, 3 is blank, and 4. And I've got 3 cables in here with all the connectors, so it's just finding the right colour to go in there, put them back in the plug, plug that back in, and then that'll all be connected up. So the other thing I need to get to is the where is it? Down there. So that's the other side of this. So that is where the just the other side of this thing here. Can I come in? So hiding behind here somewhere. No, it's behind the other side. Can't get to it. Can't get to it. Ugh. So this down here, if I can get the light on it, that connector just there, that's the throttle position sensor, I think, or the throttle, and that's one of the other connectors that I've got to plug in, which is floating around somewhere up here, this one. So that needs to be plugged in. So if that gets plugged in, fix that, plug that in. So fix that, get that plugged in, plug in the throttle position sensor. That's everything connected. It does look dirty, doesn't it? I can probably do all that without having to remove the radiator and give it a drain. But there's stuff, this all looks, I don't know, that's absolutely loose. So where's that supposed to sit? Can't have that flipping around, can we? I think that's supposed to go in this mount somehow. something like that. I think I've just seen. So is that disconnected as well? So that was also disconnected, which is the other throttle body, which makes me wonder, should I just take all this stuff off and have a look, or do I just stick it back together and cross my fingers? Why have they done that? Why have they done that? What's gone wrong? Okay, well, mission accomplished. I've been able to get the fan out. I'm going to get this reconnected. Starting to get a bit worried though. But anyway, let's get everything plugged in and then see what happens. I think what I might do is, if it doesn't turn, I might take the radiator out and see if I can turn it by hand. Don't really want to do that, but it's not that big a deal. I've already got the front end off anyway, so it should be fairly straightforward to do. Anyway, good old Esther. So this is the plug that actually came from the coolant pump for the charge cooler. That was just still stuck in the connector, and obviously the wires have been pulled straight out. So all I've got to do is get the wires, and thankfully Esther's given me the wiring diagram. So you've got 1 is the brown, 2 is the blue, and 4 is the red with the sort of purpley stripe on here. So you've got 1 on the left, 2 next to the one, 3 is capped off, and 4 is the red one. So I'll go and plug those back in and then plug this connector straight in. So it's still got its little metallic connector. Don't know if you can see it on here. Yeah, this focus. It's still got the little connector thing, so it should just slide into there. Hopefully I don't have to redo this plug because I don't know how. We'll plug it in, and while I'm there I'll also plug in the throttle body as well, because that's disconnected on that side as it was on the other side. So let's go outside and pop the bonnet. That way up. Christ, it's cold. What's next out of the block? So I just wrapped these up with insulating tape before to stop them from shorting on anything. Kind of regretting that now. Alright, red is 4. So right down here, this is going to be where I was taught, isn't it? So that's that plugged in. We've also got, wherever it's gone, this to plug in, which is related to something down here somewhere, which goes, if I can find the bloody thing. Holy crap, that's difficult. Can't see. It's probably easier to take the front end off than try and do that again. So what I'm going to do, I've got it all connected. I think they're connected. I'm going to go in the car, connect up ISTA, and clear the errors and see if they've disappeared. Let's see. I need to fix that error, don't I? Okay, so according to this we've got 22 errors. I don't want to calculate the test plan. Right. So back to errors. Let's delete the memory. So there's 22 errors on there at the moment. Let's delete. Well, that's very interesting. So I've got 8 errors. What's curious, so I've got errors with DME, ICM, stability, I don't know what SZL is. What's SZL? So ACSM is crash module, which is because I've disconnected. DME1, steering column switch cluster. Okay, so let's have a look at the fault memory. So the shift paddles, that's a new one. Turbocharger coolant pump actuation line disconnected. So the shift paddles, the electric fan's disconnected because I know that. Side view camera's not connected, side view camera's not connected, pedestrian protection sensor. So I've actually only really got turbocharger coolant pump and shift paddles at the moment. Calculate test plan. I want to have a look at this turbocharger coolant pump. Following fault restored is currently not present, although faults occurred 2 times or less. Fault code will now be deleted automatically. For checking if the fault occurs, continue the work. Continue. So this is the wiring diagram. Turbocharger coolant pump. This is the same as the other one. Turbocharger coolant pump. Where is this? Okay, we'll have a look at that. So maybe I've knocked something. This has clearly got air in the lines. So this bad boy. So this is running. So I believe that is the turbocharger coolant pump. So is it because there's air in the system? Is that oil or is that water? Should we do something stupid? Foot on the brake. That's the engine turning. Right, let's let that breathe. That's gone away. I'm going to clear those codes again and see what happens. That just turned over. That's amazing. So thank you very much for making it this far. If you like what you've seen so far, please do consider hitting that like and subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and don't forget to hit the bell for the notification when the next one comes up. Next one's going to be quite a big one. Start the engine. Possibly. Maybe. Who knows? I'm just so happy it turned over. I'm going to be talking about this for ages. My wife's going to get fed up with me. Thank you very much. We'll see you on the driveway next time. Cheers guys. Stay safe.